What's up guys, it's Clown Fighter here. Guys, today we're going to be looking at the top 5 reasons why Daniel Dubois is going to lose to Anthony Joshua. So I'm just going to get straight into it guys. Let's look at the first reason. Number 1 guys, inexperience against elite fighters. Now, while Daniel Dubois guys has shown promise in recent performances, his actual lack of elite opponents, top tier opponents he has faced, there aren't really many. Now, his most significant fight against a so-called top tier opponent was Joe Joyce at one point. Unfortunately, Daniel Dubois wasn't able to beat Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce actually stopped Daniel Dubois with a jab, and it damaged Dubois' eye socket at that time. And from what I know, and he took a knee. That's where the name Bend the Knee came from, Daniel Dubois. Whereas if you look at someone like AJ's resume, he's actually consistently faced top tier higher opposition overall in the long run. In AJ's recent performances, there might not have been, but overall, AJ's has faced a lot more top tier quality, such as Vladimir Klitschko, Andy Ruiz, Alexander Usyk. So it gives AJ a major experience advantage. So that's number 1. Number 2 guys, susceptibility to pressure. Now again, Dubois struggled when he was pressured by Joe Joyce, especially when he faced Joe Joyce's jab and the movement that Joe Joyce was using. Now Joe Joyce, it's argued Joe Joyce isn't even a top fighter anymore, but Joe Joyce was able to get to Dubois. Now Joshua is actually known for his power and his precision. There's a good chance he'd be able to exploit this vulnerability, and he'd be able to apply that pressure to Dubois, put him into uncomfortable positions, especially during the exchanges. And this could be another reason why Dubois loses to AJ. Number 3 guys, limited defensive skill. Now, if you look at Daniel Dubois, one of his biggest problems is his lack of defense. Now, this was shown in his last fight against Filip Hrgović. You could clearly tell, guys, Daniel Dubois was not moving his head off the center line. He just kept getting right hand after right hand after right hand. The whole kitchen sink was thrown at Daniel Dubois. And don't get me wrong, he was able to take it, showed his toughness. But at the end of the day, Daniel Dubois' lack of head movement and footwork, it has been not looking very good. And then against someone who's technically as sound as an AJ, combined with AJ's power and AJ's calculated attacks, Daniel Dubois' lack of defensive skills, it could leave him open to some damaging combinations, especially with AJ's lethal right hand. I think this would be a very bad problem for Daniel Dubois if he hasn't worked on it. So that's the big reason why he could lose to AJ. Now, number 4, mental fragility under pressure. And again, the loss that Daniel Dubois had, he had 2 losses. He did lose to Joe Joyce. Again, he took a knee on the 10th round, as I said, due to the so-called eye injury. But a lot of people said he mentally checked out. And again, with Usyk, Daniel Dubois also took a knee. Usyk caught Daniel Dubois with a jab in that fight, and Daniel Dubois wasn't able to continue the fight. A lot of people say he quit. And against someone like AJ, who's a powerhouse, if Dubois faces any sort of adversity or any mental pressure, we've seen Dubois struggles to keep mentally composed when it's put on him. So this may be tested by AJ again. And the question is Dubois going to be mentally resilient enough to overcome this? From the past, what we've seen is he struggles. Obviously, his last performance have been better, but this is another reason why he may lose. So, guys, my last point on Daniel Dubois is a point that a lot of people don't really look into. Daniel Dubois has a one-dimensional fighting style. Now, again, Dubois, he relies heavily on his knockout power and aggression, which makes Dubois. But again, it can become predictable, especially for someone like Anthony Joshua, who is known right now, guys, to be very versatile. With his counter attacks, it might be something very predictable for AJ. Joshua's got the ability to switch up his tactics mid-fight. Joshua's got the ability to use a long range, boxing in and out. If Dubois can't adapt to Joshua's like rounded style, he's gonna struggle, guys. If Dubois can't adapt to Joshua's more rounded style, then Dubois is gonna struggle to keep up as the fight progresses, and that might lead Dubois getting knocked out cold. As we said, Dubois doesn't really move around the ring like a Usyk. Dubois doesn't really box his opponents. Most of Dubois' wins are coming forward, attack, attack, attack. That can become predictable. The higher level you get, AJ is not going to just go forward with Dubois. AJ is going to maybe box him, maybe stay on the outside. AJ's shown the ability in the past to do that. Whereas Dubois, we haven't really seen him do that. All Dubois does is one fighting style, forward, forward, forward. So yeah, guys, that's going to be my 5 reasons why Dubois is going to lose to AJ. If I've missed anything, definitely drop your comment below. I'm interested to hear what you say, what you have. But yeah, guys, that's going to be my video on the top 5 reasons Dubois will lose to Anthony Joshua. Stay tuned for my next one, where I'll be looking at the top 5 reasons why AJ will lose to Dubois.